We interrupt our regular programming for this breaking news story. We take you to New York City, where our field reporter, Holly Wood, is speaking with our local residents. Holly? Yes, I'm standing here with Professor Clement C. Moore and his family at their home in western Manhattan. It appears that just a few nights ago, the Moore family had a unique encounter that took place right in their own house here on Houston Street. Professor, can you tell us what you witnessed?
Of course. Well, 'twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring.
Not even a mouse.
That's right, son, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care.
In hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there.
These are two of my children, Benjamin and Margaret.
It's very nice to meet you. Did all of your children witness this, Professor?
Not all of them. Most of them slept through it. These two are my light sleepers, so they were up at the first sound. The rest stayed in their rooms. Is that right, dear? This is my wife.
It's nice to meet you, Mrs. Moore. So your other children were asleep?
Yes, the children were nestled all snug in their beds.
While visions of sugar plums danced in our heads.
Sugar plums?
Yes, I've spent the past week baking, and the children have been eagerly waiting for Christmas Day, when it's our tradition to put out the plates of cookies, cakes, and other treats. In fact, I caught one of them trying to sneak a sugar plum when they thought no one was looking.
Sorry.
Well, anyway, Mama in her kerchief and me in my cap had just settled down for a long winter's nap.
What happened then?
Then out on the lawn there arose such a clatter. I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash.
That's when Ben and I woke up.
Were you frightened?
No, just curious.
The moon on the breast of the new-fallen snow gave a luster of midday to objects below.
So, even though it was nighttime, the moon reflected off the snow in such a way that you could see objects clearly?
That's right, it was beautiful.
Fascinating. Go on.
Then what to my wondering eyes did appear?
A miniature sleigh.
And 8 tiny reindeer.
Tiny reindeer?
Yeah, these reindeer weren't large, like those 350-pound caribou they have up north. These were very small, more like the size of a fawn.
That is small, and they were pulling a sleigh?
Yep, with an old driver so lively and quick.
We knew in a moment that he must be Saint Nick.
More rapid than eagles, his reindeers they came.
And he whistled and shouted and called them by name.
Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen.
I'm Comet, I'm Cupid, I'm Donner and Blitzen.
To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall.
Now dash away, dash away, dash away all.
So what happened next?
Well, up to the housetop the reindeers they flew, with the sleigh full of toys.
And St. Nicholas, too.
And then, in a twinkling, we heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof.
As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound.
Astonishing. What did he look like?
Well, he was dressed all in fur from his head to foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot.
A bundle of toys he had flung on his back.
And he looked like a peddler just opening his pack.
His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry.
His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow.
And the beard on his chin was as white as the snow.
The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke, it encircled his head like a...
Like a wreath!
Yes, like a wreath. Thank you, my dear.
He had a broad face and a round little belly.
That shook when he laughed, like a bowl full of jelly.
He was chubby.
And plump.
Right jolly old elf.
And together we
saw him in spite of ourselves.
A wink of his eye.
And a twist of his head.
So gave us to know he had
Nothing to dread.
That's a relief.
He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work. He filled all the stockings,
Then turned with a jerk.
and laying his finger aside of his nose,
And giving a nod,
up the chimney he rose.
Wait, he entered the room through the chimney, and then when he left, he went back up the chimney? He exited the house by going up the chimney?
I know it sounds crazy, but he used the chimney for both his entrance and his exit.
Okay, is that all?
No, not all. Then, He sprang to his sleigh and gave his team a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle.
But we heard him exclaim as he drove out of sight, Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
Fascinating. Well, there you have it, a remarkable story of a remarkable visit from a remarkable character. It's important to report that at this time authorities have yet to confirm this sighting, but Professor Clement C. Moore and his family are unmoved. They are convinced that they received a visit from none other than St. Nicholas himself on Christmas Eve. I suppose the rest of us will never know for sure. This has been Hollywood reporting from the home of Clement C. Moore on the last island of Manhattan, New York. Back to the studio.
Thank you, Holly. That was an interesting report. And now we return to our regularly scheduled program.